Here's something that will shock Formula One fans. Red Bull team principal Laurent Mekies genuinely didn't expect Max Verstappen to absolutely demolish the competition at Monza. Yet that's exactly what happened in what he's calling a perfect performance. The four-time world champion's commanding victory at the Italian Grand Prix marked Mekies' first celebration as Red Bull's team leader. And his reaction tells us everything about how surprising this dominant display truly was. When Verstappen secured pole position at the legendary Temple of Speed, the team anticipated a fierce battle rather than the 19-second masterclass that unfolded. But here's where it gets controversial. Red Bull actually went into Sunday's race expecting to be on the defensive. The McLaren duo of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri had been showing superior race pace throughout the season, particularly excelling in the sweltering heat that Monza delivered. The papaya-colored machines have consistently transformed from Saturday contenders into Sunday race winners, making them the logical favorites despite Verstappen's pole position. We were preparing for a defensive battle, working through multiple scenarios about how we'd fend off these incredibly fast McLaren cars, Mekies revealed in his post-race interview. Max delivered what I can only describe as perfection, a flawless weekend that caught even us off guard. We discovered we actually had a pace advantage when we least expected it. And this is the part most people miss. Red Bull's transformation at Monza represents one of the most dramatic year-over-year improvements in recent Formula One history. Remember, Verstappen could only manage 6th place at this exact race 12 months ago, while his former teammate, Sergio Perez, limped home in 8th position. The team's engineers spent the entire offseason obsessing over their low downforce package, and boy did their homework pay off. Last year's Monza weekend was genuinely painful for us, Mekies admitted with a laugh. But our technical team performed an incredible analysis of what went wrong and developed very specific solutions. Honestly, they might have overshot their target. The car was operating in a much better performance window compared to other circuits. The technical breakthrough came from an unexpected source. The team's willingness to run Verstappen's car significantly lower to the ground. This aggressive setup choice emerged during the final moments of Friday's third practice session, when most teams typically play it safe. Verstappen pushed his engineers to maintain this challenging configuration, despite the handling difficulties it initially created. The rear wing was performing beautifully, but the real game changer happened when Max convinced us to drop the car's ride height during FP3, Mekies explained. Initially, this made the car incredibly difficult to balance, but Max's feedback was extraordinary. He kept pushing us to find alternative solutions rather than reverting to a safer setup, and our engineers rose to that challenge magnificently. However, Red Bull's victory almost never happened due to a heart-stopping moment on the opening lap. Verstappen cut the chicane while defending his lead, forcing the team to make a split-second decision that could have cost them everything. They instructed their star driver to surrender the lead to Norris, a move that many questioned at the time. That decision represents everything about modern Formula One's complexity, Mekies reflected. At that precise moment, we had absolutely no guarantee about our race pace advantage. For all we knew, we were voluntarily handing our victory to McLaren. But the pit wall crew made their assessment of the situation and decided the penalty risk outweighed keeping the position. Verstappen's response to this team order showcased his tactical brilliance. Rather than simply moving aside, he strategically positioned himself within DRS range of Norris, setting up an immediate counterattack. By lap 4, he had reclaimed the lead and never looked back. But those tense moments revealed just how uncertain Red Bull felt about their chances. Max's ability to execute that pass on Lando was absolutely unbelievable, Mekies continued. He didn't just follow team orders. He turned a potentially race-losing situation into the foundation for our dominant victory. After those first few laps, we finally relaxed and realized we had something special happening. But here's what's really got the Formula One paddock talking. Was Red Bull's decision to give up the lead actually the right call? Or did they get lucky that Verstappen could immediately retake the position? Some argue that keeping track position at Monza is so crucial that they should have risked the penalty. Others praise the team's sporting integrity and strategic thinking. This victory raises fascinating questions about Red Bull's championship prospects for the remainder of the season. If they can achieve this level of dominance at a circuit where they struggled massively just 1 year ago, what does that say about their development capabilities? Have McLaren's recent upgrades actually been less effective than everyone assumed? What's your take on Red Bull's controversial decision to give up the lead? Do you think they made the right call, or should they have gambled on keeping position? And more importantly, does Verstappen's Monza masterpiece prove that Red Bull has solved their car's fundamental issues, or was this just a perfect storm of circumstances that won't repeat itself? Share your thoughts, because this debate is far from settled.